Oh, sorry about that. I don't know what's going on. Technical difficulties, so we'll go without the intro video. Welcome in to In the Park, presented by Wake Up Sports Podcast. You got myself, you got Big Sexy Alex, you got Nick, and you got Comic. Today, we're just going to do a quick little one with the playoffs being on and everything. We don't want to go too hard, too fast, Paul Walker style. But we're just going to dive into the games. Dive into the games that have happened in the past week. We talked about it last week, our predictions for the wild card. I think a lot of us had some wrong. So we'll just get into that a little bit. We'll start with the Tigers and the Guardians. We can go game by game, however you guys want to do it. If we start with just game one, much of the same. If you watch the Tigers and Guardians series that ended the year, Gavin Williams, Tariq Skubal, just pitching masterclasses for both of them. So we'll start right here with Alex, and we'll go around the horn. What did you think about that series? Starting with game one.
Fielding, poor fielding by the Guardians, because most of those runs came off of unearned. If that was better fielding, this would be a whole different series. I feel like fielding messed up the Guardians,
Yeah.
and the Tigers took advantage of it.
Yeah, I mean, look at what was it, game one? I think it was in the ninth. What J Ram had that error that he got on
Yep.
third with nobody out, and then on like a ground ball, he decided to maybe go home, got out,
Yeah.
and then boom, double play.
Yep.
I knew it was ruined after that. Sure, it went 3, but I'm like, they ain't got the gas.
Yeah, the Guardians pitchers, as well as they pitched, no earned runs. You lose the game 2-0. That's just a heartbreaker in the first series. This is something that we've talked about. If you remember last week or the week before, we had Dally on here, huge Guardians fan. It's tough. What I was saying to him is it's tough coming in that hot to the playoffs. Like, obviously, you want to be playing your best baseball, but winning, 19 out of the last 20 or something crazy like that, 15 out of the last 16, losing one game down the stretch, it's tough to keep that going. You expect to stay hot, but you're going against a team that knows you. You play them the most in the season. You just played them for 2 series before the end of the year. And, ultimately you end up losing the series. What did you think, Comic? Guardians, Tigers, wild card.
I thought it was a good series. Of course, game one with pretty much going to be he won the Cy Young. Even before that, I think he won Cy Young. And then game two with the Guardians, and then it came down to game three, and the Tigers just put it to them.
And now they're
Yeah.
up 1-0 over the Mariners too.
Yeah. Tigers. I mean, the Tigers look like they have all season. They've had their lulls and their lows throughout the year, but you can't forget they were the best team at one point in the MLB. I think in the first half they ended the All-Star break as the best team.
Yeah,
So-
I think the manager, they probably had like a sit down, like just telling them how we know who we are. Like they were coasting for a bit even when they were tail spinning, and then just free falled, and then now they're back to how they were the first 3.5 months.
Yeah, I think it's key for them, for any team when you get into these games in the playoffs. Oh, go ahead, Alex.
We got a final. The Titans have beaten the Cardinals.
There goes my survivor pick. If anyone's familiar with the survivor picks, you pick a different team every single week to win. That was mine this week. I tried to play it a little ballsy because you can't reuse teams. I try to use a team that doesn't win a lot, but that's me out. But what I was saying is it's important, obviously for any team for their offense to show up. That's how you win games. Obviously, you need your pitching to be pretty good, and you need your offense to show up. And I think that's something that the Tigers were lacking there down the stretch. They were playing different lineups. They were putting people in different positions towards the end of the season. And now that they've got their guys back into their positions, playing every single day, I mean, they're crushing the ball. Not necessarily home runs, but they're hitting the ball all over the park. The only guy I see here in that wild card series, I don't think McKinstry had a hit. Which, if you remember, coming up through, hold on, sorry, I'm having some technical difficulties here trying to get Comic back up.
Well, at least we can all say now that the Yankees are out, I'm cool with whoever goes in the American League side.
Yeah, I got
My
no problem with that.
National League, sorry, Borg. I'm not watching a second of Philly and Dodgers, but I am rooting for Philly. I don't care if they're in my division. I will never root for the Dodgers.
No,
Amen.
I just think
Not
that
since 2015, man. Mm-mm-mm.
I think this is just one of those teams with the Dodgers that you knew they were going to be good in the postseason. You know, it is what it is. I don't want to see them win, even if I'm not a Phillies fan. As a baseball fan, I hate the Dodgers. Defer all that money, get yourself a super team, and that's what you're big.
Glazing Otani. He only
Yeah.
struck out 4 times. You know, he's so good. He's such an MVP.
But guess what? Dodgers are in the playoffs and the Mets aren't. So
I mean, that doesn't phase me at all. So that's fine.
So where are we at? The other American League side, and we'll start with comic on this one. You've got the Red Sox and the Yankees. You know, Red Sox took the lead in the wild card, I believe, in game 1. How did you feel about that series, comic?
I felt going in. I thought in game 2 we should have done a little better. Durant needs to get traded.
To the
Get rid of
Mets.
that bum. Get rid of that bum. The other 2 outfielders we have are Class A outfielders when it comes to. He can hit the ball. I'll give him that. Hit the ball and steal, but he can't field with a
No.
flying F.
I mean, Wilyer Abreu, man, that guy, cannon alone. That guy
Mhm.
plays a good fucking right field.
Yep.
And it also hurt us when Rodon Anthony went out for the year.
Yeah, I think that was
Oh
very
yeah.
impactful. Even though he's
Well,
young,
no,
he wants that fire.
if you take a look at their record the last month beforehand, before he got injured, they were on fire. And then after, when he got hurt,
Yep.
they struggled until like the last week when we had to play the Tigers. We took 2 out of 3 from the Tigers, and we took 2 out of 3 from the Rays.
They'll be back next year. They'll
Yeah.
probably
Oh, yeah.
sign. I could see them probably signing Dylan Cease. He's one of. I have 3 teams he might go to, and
Please
if they
take
keep
him.
Durant, I could see them getting. Unless the White Sox take him, I could see the guys getting like Luis Robert, just for the glove.
You could put Anthony in right field.
Yeah, because Wilyer, you can easily put in the slots. You got a can. You
could
don't
put
want to
him
waste him in center field.
No, he wouldn't be in center field because
No, because you need
um,
somebody faster. Like the best arm is never in center; it's always in right, sometimes left.
But anyway, it was a depressing series. And then game 3, I had a feeling it was going to happen again because it's against the Yankees.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the box.
But we have taken 8 out of the last 9 playoff series we've played them in.
Yeah, so the Yankees can't throw that in your face because,
No.
I mean, Yankees throughout 5 years they've beaten up the Central, a couple fringe teams on the West. Never the Red Sox, the Rays, and never the Astros.
No. So.
Yeah, I just feel like for the Red Sox, the biggest story for them, aside it seems like their offense was there. It might not seem like it in the box score on the scoreboard, but you're getting hits, you're drawing walks. Your offense is basically there. Obviously, with Anthony out, you're missing a key piece, but it's the fall off from Crochet to Bello to Early. It's just to me. I mean, maybe they played well in the regular season, but postseason play.
Well, Early didn't come on until the last.
I think he late August
month or so because he was.
Yep.
I think he debuted.
Was at He was at a military base. I'm not remembering which one, but
I think he debuted the same time as one of the Mets guys, same age, except that dude looks like he's a man, and ours looks like he's a baby.
Yeah, I
Same
remember
age.
Early when he was at the University of Virginia.
But yeah, I just think I think if you want to be a serious playoff contender in the future, it's kind of beefing up that starting lineup. I don't think Bello and Early are bad, but if you think about it, you get into this 3-game series, you have to win 2 of them. You need that 1-2 punch. Obviously, Crochet's your one, and I think Nick makes a good point with Cease or some kind of free agent coming in and making a difference on that team. And then, like you said, Anthony, if you remember last week, we talked about it having to have these guys in the lineup or in the clubhouse that are either hot or a culture guy. So like Jose Ramirez is a culture guy. It also helps out that he's a good player. I feel like that's what Anthony was for them when he came up. The team basically changed. You know, he came up, they started playing great. He was playing great, and it kind of meshed everybody together. And then when he went out, that's when they hit that slide.
Yes, you are correct.
I mean, you see it a lot with teams who call up like a rookie late, and then that person's like the driving force. Like, what's an example? Michael Conforto with the Mets in 2015. You can go back to the Dodgers in the 80s. Like so many times, and then they become cult heroes, and then like you have all these veterans and they're not performing, and then you got like some teenager, early 20s killing it.
Yeah, yeah.
Cole Hamels with the Phillies in 08.
Yeah.
David Price.
We need that caught up.
Oh my God, that summer in 2013, holy shit, that was red hot. And then he's probably still playing in Mexico, fighting everybody.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of the Dodgers, we'll just quickly go through this because I know we all hate the Dodgers. So they did what they were supposed to do. They beat the Reds. The Reds were inexperienced. When you come in, similar to like the Red Sox, when you come in and you have a Hunter Green and then just nothing after that, you're kind of not going to be expecting too much.
Yeah.
No.
They did give up a fight, and I will say, as a Phillies fan, the one thing that made it a little bit easier for me, I know that we lost Game 1 to the Dodgers, but you're not going to give up bases loaded against the Phillies twice and come out with no runs scored. So being that the Reds could do that, and they might be a more well-rounded offense as far as like getting on base, a little bit of small ball stuff here, but it gives me hope as a Phillies fan that we can score some runs on this Dodgers team. If basically just chase the starter out and get to the bullpen. I mean, that's our hope right now.
I will bring one thing up with Cincinnati. They do have a good number 2, future number 2, and that's Chase Burns.
Yeah, Chase Burns.
He was the number 2 overall pick a couple years ago, I believe, and he played at the University of Wake Forest.
Mm-hmm.
I saw him play, and he can pitch.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Chase Burns. He had a really good card on MLB The Show that year as well. If anybody's into that,
I remember, man.
That was the year that me and Nick played a lot together.
Xavier Edwards Edward Cabrera. Remember him? His card.
Oh yeah, his card was
like. Why is he so good?
Because he throws.
And that switch pitcher for the Mariners.
Oh, that's why we have Alex here. He knows, he can pronounce the name better than any of us.
I think it starts with a Y or a C.
No, it's a J. I think.
It was a weird letter. I knew it.
I forgot his name, dude.
I want to say his last name is like Mahika or like something like that. I think it starts with an M. It might be, but his first name is like
It is a C. Oh no, his last name's, hold on. All right, Alex, I'm gonna butcher it, but once I say it, you'll know what it's. Urangelo Cigente. The last name is Cijntge.
Sahente?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to him. I don't know if he'll be a starter, but see him as the pen, just switching. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, that's a huge guy coming up for them. I'm excited for that. I'm excited for a lot of young guys. I think once we get into the offseason stuff, we're going to start switching over into the minor league players. Alex is going to give us a rundown of international prospects that are being called up and brought onto teams. And then now we get to Alex's team. And I know he's going to crash out. He already told me earlier. But we got the Padres and the Cubs. It goes 3. I think that's the only saving grace.
Trade Tatis. What?
So, Alex, you have the floor. Give us your rundown here.
Pitching, they did great. Bullpen did amazing. You cannot win if you average 3 runs a game. You can't. Like, I did research on Victor Rodriguez. Wherever he went, those teams are in the bottom 5 in slugging and runs and home runs. And this Padres team should not be in those categories. Should not be ranked down there at all. And it's disappointing. Very disappointing that it has to end that way. It's so disappointing. that Nick Pavetta only gave up 2 runs and we still lost. I'm surprised Dylan Cease did not mess up game 2. But I just want to have to question myself. Why are you starting you Darvish over Michael King? That
Yeah, that was
question.
stupid.
That I'm like, why? Like, why is he in? Or
You should have started Michael
or
King for 3 or 4, then Darvish for 1, and then
or
go
like
for them.
or how come we can't generate more runs? Like, I get it. I get it. Some games the wins were pushing in, but game 3 the wins pushing out. It's pushing out for guys for Fernando or Manny. Take advantage of it, but nothing happened. And I get Padres fans going to say that we lost because of the umpire of that missed call. No, we had 8 innings to score. I think
Yeah.
we got this whole series 4 hits and runner scoring position for the entire series. You're not going to win like that at all.
Did anybody see the AI video where Bogarts punches the umpire?
No.
It's the same play, but it just ends with him punching. I'm like, whoa, what am I watching?
The most recent AI video I've seen of baseball, it was like Shohei coming up out of the dugout to bat, and it goes Dave Roberts telling him that he's pulling him even though that's a perfect game, and he just turns around with the bat and takes his head off.
Classic Dave Roberts. Him and Kevin Cash are one and the same.
Oh gosh, man, I've gone to being down here in Tampa. I've gone to my fair share of Rays games in the last couple of years. And I'll tell you what, it's sometimes a tough watch. They are a fun team to
It's
go.
just a
Like,
slow watch.
yeah, it's slow. I don't necessarily like Tropicana. I'm kind of glad that they got approved for the new stadium. I don't know exactly where they're putting it. I think they're putting it down in Ybor. But
I think it's close to like 275 I-4 area, I think.
yeah, I think it's going to be on the Tampa side of the bay instead of
Just
across the.
be glad there's the 3 batter rule, because otherwise with like Dave Roberts, you would see a pitching change every 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Him Mattingly make the game take longer. I'm like, okay, you gotta get your 1 batter pitcher up.
And then to continue with the Cubs, they started their series with the Brewers.
And got
Uh,
whooped. And got
yeah.
whooped.
Yeah, good.
I love it. I love it because I cannot
Sorry,
stand the
sorry,
Cubs.
Matt Boyd, but good.
I cannot stand the Cubs. And there's one particular reason. I'm not going to bring out the person's name, but N64 knows who I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
Carlos Zambrano, I knew it.
No.
Is it a
No,
recent guy or like a
No, it's one
No,
of those
manager?
guys.
there's a guy on TikTok. I've heard all year long the Cubs are going to win it. The Cubs are going to win it. The Cubs have a great bullpen.
Boss, don't worry. I'm shaving this thing tomorrow.
Wait, who said the Cubs have a good bullpen? Is he on crack?
Yeah, well,
Yes, he is.
sometimes
They
it
have
looks like
nobody in the pen. They got Mike Soroka,
Okay.
Mike Soroka, Valencia.
who
Ryan
got
Presley, who gave up like 6 runs without getting an out one time. That was hilarious.
But again, we had this discussion a couple weeks ago about this Brewers team. Again, they're just feed off of each other. They don't fall into the category of like, hey, here's our superstars. We're gonna base everything we do off them. They just all play well and they just all do well.
Yeah,
Turang
they're a complete team minus like a big bat, but like everything, the starter, the bullpen, you got a mix of young guys and not too old guys. Everybody's clicking.
They largely hit single.
Yeah,
That's all it was yesterday, pretty much.
just peppers it in.
And the best thing about that is like Perkins, Durbin, Frelick, Turang, I think Collins as well. They're all probably in the top 30 to top 35 of home to first. They just have the guys that hit the singles for them or get on base for them, just get around the bags. And they just do it in a way that, when you have your big bats come up, which, I mean, if you want to call them a big bat, Churio and Yelich, Contreras, Andrew Vaughn.
Andrew Vaughn, yeah.
Yeah, since he's been there, has been playing really well. So
I'm rooting for him.
Yeah, I do think that they ultimately, if we want to give a little prediction on this series, I think the Brewers might just sweep it. I think they've got the best of everything. Like the Cubs are decent, and obviously they've been pretty good throughout the year. I just think the Brewers are like the step above in every single way.
Is Mizorowski on the playoff roster yet? Anybody
Uh,
know? I was gonna say if they start him, I bet you that would be the only loss they get. I had the Cubs winning in 4.
the Cubs winning, or
Or I'm sorry, the Cubs losing in 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought that's what you meant. I just wanted to, for the
Mhm.
people at home, I wanted to clarify that.
Yeah, I think the Phillies and Dodgers goes, a full 5. Same thing with the
Yeah.
Mariners. I think I think the Blue Jays sweep.
Oh yeah, I
I
think
mean,
they.
you put up over 10 runs in back-to-back games, and then now you're going to Yankee Stadium. They're thinking that that's a home field advantage for them. It's just going to be
It's
more home runs.
here's the thing about the Blue Jays. They have an outstanding record. I saw it pop up yesterday on the bottom on the ticker on
Mhm.
Fox. They're like 71. They were like 71-4 when they scored 5 or more runs.
Even better, I think it was 69-1. I
Okay,
saw that this morning, and I was like,
it was some ridiculous number. I couldn't
yeah.
remember.
And 5 runs, that's like easy to like not unsurmountable odds, but like that's
Yeah.
all it takes for them to be like, yeah, we got it.
They honestly, out of all the teams that are left, they might be the most complete team.
And their pitching got like really good in the second half, like Shane Bieber, Kevin Gausman.
Do they still have? This might be a stupid question. They still have Scherzer?
Yeah, he's but he's
Yeah,
not on the roster.
Yep.
he'll
Same
probably
thing
be
with
on
For
the
the
next round.
the
Yeah.
same with Boba Shed. They don't have Boba Shed on the
Mhm.
roster.
Yeah,
and there was
that just
one.
tells me they know they're going to advance. They're saving them for when they get 2 more spots for the next round.
Yeah, Mizorowski did make it the roster, so I'm assuming
Hmm.
he'll be starting either game 3 or game 4,
Okay.
maybe game 2. I don't know. That was another one that we talked about is Mizorowski. It's like just this Brewers team. They just make it work with it seems like they're picking guys out of thin air. They're like, hey, do you play baseball? Come on over to our team, and then they're just good. This is one
Yeah.
of the unsolved mysteries of MLB is how good
And they
these.
got Freddie Peralta had his best year ever, and you don't even hear it mentioned like in Cy Young talk. It's just Christopher Sanchez and Skeens. I'm like, what about Peralta?
Mhm.
Yep, and also also the comeback of Jose Quintana's career with Milwaukee.
Yeah, I wish the Mets kept him, man. Great second half pitcher.
Oh man, it's just been. I don't know. Based off what we were talking about last week, I think it has been a weird playoffs so far. Weird in the sense of the teams you thought were going to win necessarily didn't win, but the teams that did win now are getting rocked in the next round.
Yep.
If that makes sense. I think we all picked the Padres. I think we also all picked the Padres in 2, which
Yep, I
obviously,
picked them to sweep.
yeah, which didn't happen. But now the Cubs going into Milwaukee and just so far getting absolutely flambasted.
Yep, I said this
It's
before.
only,
The
but it's
pod.
it's only like a 90-mile drive from Milwaukee to Chicago.
Yep.
Never
So
been to either one.
I've been to
so
both.
Nice.
let's dive into this next topic. We'll get off the playoffs for a little bit. We'll let some more games play out this week, and we'll talk about it again next week. Let's get into this manager carousel we got going on right now. I think we're up to what 5 so far.
Washington, Bochy, Melvin. Who's the other one? Oh, Snicker,
And Baldelli,
The Angels.
Baldelli. The Angels one. Yeah, I can't remember who their coach is.
Ray
Wasn't
It
Montgomery.
was
still
Ron
Nevin, was it?
Washington. It was Ron
Oh
Washington,
yeah,
so he
yeah,
stepped
yeah,
down.
yeah.
Yeah,
Might be
Washington and
Pujols.
Montgomery.
I'll start
Both
off
got-
with the Angels. I think it's gonna, like Alex just said, Albert Pujols.
Yep, I agree. It may be Pujols.
That's all the quote unquote rumors
Hmm.
I've
Yeah,
read about that it is maybe Albert Pujols.
that's the only rumor I've seen for them so far. I don't think they've really interviewed anybody else. Uh,
No,
I mean, it's still early. I mean, it's not one of those things where I'm gonna just dead set. Oh, they interviewed Albert Pujols. I think personally he'd be better as like maybe a hitting coach. He was one of the best hitters of that generation.
I would have hired him as a bench coach to start, just mentor under somebody
Yeah,
else. But I knew him and Yadi. You could tell like they're gonna be managers, especially Yadi. Like backup catchers and catchers always make a great manager.
I was talking to somebody. I think it's our buddy Travis. He's over on the Game Day podcast on Friday evenings at 8 p.m. Go check them out. I said it last week. I'll say it again. They revamped the whole system. They got some new guys in charge. They do great. A couple of young guns talking college football. Travis is a Giants fan, and I forget. Now it's escaping my mind. With Posey there, he's there like baseball relations or something like
It's
that.
like the
General
president of
manager.
baseball.
He
Oh,
is
is
the
he?
general manager.
Yeah.
They were talking about something like oh man, who was it? An old
Bruce
Bruce
player.
Bochy.
Bochy.
No, but they're talking about an old player coming back and coaching or being the manager.
Hunter Pence.
That's
Ooh.
right. That's who it was. Which I mean I think it serves them well when you have, because if I remember correctly, Hunter Pence and Buster Posey are both, they're friendly with each other. They know each other. They played together. I think it would benefit them to have something like that. They can feed off of each other. He can go to Posey if he has an issue. Posey can come to him very easily. They talk to each other pretty often. I don't know if that's the route that they will go with the Giants. I think that the Giants, with that trade they made last year, are almost like kind of coming into a win now situation. But what do you guys see as far as Giants? Like as far as the Giants opening?
For me, I think they will go with Rocco Baldelli because I don't blame him for what happened in Minnesota. It's just terrible management and ownership. And what are the Twins? Like, who built that? That was Rocco. So I think if you give this team to Rocco Baldelli, the Giants will be in good hands.
I got ESPN article here. I like looking up what different things say. So I had one from the Athletic and I got one from ESPN. Their top candidates: Dusty Baker, Bruce Bochy, Nick Hundley, Tony Vitello, Bobby Crosby.
Bobby Crosby.
We
Wow.
got quite a couple guys on here. The A's first base coach, Bobby Crosby.
Former rookie of the year.
Yep.
Yep. So they got quite a list. They got a pretty good list. Bochy, I think a lot of people are thinking maybe Bochy comes back because he managed as no.
No, I think there's already word that he said no chance in hell getting the band back together.
Yeah, and then
I
I'm
think it
not.
had I think there was a bad setting of the ways when he left. I think I'm not exactly sure, but I think there might be some bad blood there.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to get PTSD again.
Yeah, I don't need to see the Giants winning every fucking even year again. Sorry, I like Bochy, but the Giants are like the Rays. They're just boring.
Oh, here we go. So not to change to a different team super fast, but we brought up the Twins and Rocco Baldelli, so obviously he's gone. They do have as one of the potential candidates here on ESPN is Torrey Hunter.
Mm.
Guess they couldn't afford Joe Mauer, huh? Probably
So
the president of baseball ops.
I
I
mean,
guess Torrey Hunter, he is a special assistant to the general manager for the Angels.
Hell yeah. Big fan of Torrey.
Yeah, Torrey Hunter, the player, good. I'm not sure. This is like we see it with guys that played, but a lot of the times it's not necessarily the guys that played that were really, really good that
Yeah.
go to managing. It's with the exception of like Craig Counsell and quite a few other guys, it's generally the guys that played maybe 7-8 seasons. They were okay for most of those
They're
seasons.
like you get like the utility guy or like look at Dave Roberts, Craig Counsell, Alex Cora. They were never stars. They were just like
Yeah.
infielders that are on the bench.
I
Yeah,
would
good
say
careers.
Torrey Hunter would fall into that like star category that you don't normally see be a manager, but
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? He probably also, he's also on the list here for the Angels as the potential manager. They also have Darren Erstad, Albert
Oh, I
Pujols.
love Erstad.
they're
Love it.
sad.
They have a
Look
lot
at
of
his
former
stats
players.
in 00, man. He finished like 8th in MVP, 240 hits, batted like 340.
Yeah.
Big fan. First round draft pick by the Mets. Then he went over elsewhere.
They also have Tim Salmon on there for potential. That's another one that falls into that category of he was like pretty good.
Yeah.
I'd put Tim Salmon in the good category above the other
Yeah.
guy.
He had like
above the board.
299 home runs, rookie of the year. Never an all-star for some reason.
And then next one on the list here I have on the ESPN article I'm reading is the Atlanta Braves. I'm not so much worried about the potential candidates. So he said that he will not return as manager, Snicker. Do you
Yeah.
think that he was forced out? Do you think he was basically, you're going to be fired if you just go on your own accord? We will say that you just left. What do you think of that?
There's no way they forced him out because he was
There's no
part
way
of the
they
reason
forced
they were
him.
winning. Him and the GM are the reason that built a winning almost dynasty without the rings. I think he's part of that. Just like, oh, let's get some new blood in here because he was in that organization for years before he got the chance, and then he already won. He's like, let's have the new guys come up.
Yeah, from what I'm reading here, his contract expired,
Mhm.
ninth season, and he just kind of said, "Okay, I'm going to call it quits." Now the Braves are interesting because if I'm Snicker, I get that I've coached there, I've managed there for 9 years, I've been with the team since '77. Do you think he sees something in that program or in that team where it's like kind of the beginning of the end for them, and he's like, I don't want to be around for these bad years, or do you
He
think that
said,
he realistically just wanted to leave?
I think it's a mixture of both.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
don't.
can see a little bit of both on it. I don't know how old is he. I would assume he's probably like 70, maybe even older, like Jack McKeon or something.
I don't think he's that old.
I could see them bringing back Ron Washington, but have him be the skip.
Yeah, I, I I think that's like ultimately across the ones that are available now. I think the Braves is going to be the easiest one to fill.
Or
You,
David Ross. Ugh.
you 69 years old is Snicker.
Okay.
I think the Braves is probably the easiest to fill. Obviously, a down year. They're fourth in their division. It doesn't look good, but the base is still there. I mean, you don't have Freddie Freeman, who was there when you won the World Series. You have a injury prone superstar in Ronald Acuna. So maybe there isn't a lot of good years ahead for the Braves, but I do think that like the core is there. You have your Acuna, you have your Albies, you have
Everybody there
Olsen.
is locked down for like a while. That's what Alex Anthopoulos does, except for at the time it was Max Fried and Dansby. But like Olson's locked down for a while. Albies probably still has at least 2 years on that minuscule contract. Riley, I think Michael Harris, Strider, and Acuna. But I do think Acuna gets traded. I think they're gonna try and get a bag for that, have his ego go somewhere else. So
Yeah, I think that's their best course of action is whoever they bring in next, bring them in with the understanding that you will not have Acuna next year. I said this. I think Alex was around when I was saying this. We have a buddy, Raven, again on one of the podcasts. He's on the esports podcast. They're live every Tuesday. He's a big Braves fan, and we've been talking to him about this all year. Acuna, to me, is one of the most overrated superstars. And I use the term superstar because he has that ability, but he does not make the team better. He's not the culture guy. He's not the happy guy that everyone
not the
likes.
glue.
No, he's not the glue. He does not hold this team together. He just plays well, and that's it. It's like if you ever saw the movie, was it Mr. 3000? That young gun, I think it was a catcher, young gun player that comes up when he's trying to get his 3000s hit, and he just plays for himself and trying to get all these home runs and stuff, no matter what, for the rest of the team. That's to me what Acuna is for the Braves, or has been for the Braves, and that's why when he's injured, they don't miss him that much.
Yeah, they won a World Series without him.
Yeah, exactly. Same could be said. I mean, same could be said for a lot of people. Bryce Harper, he leaves the Nationals. They win a World Series the next year. I think Bryce Harper is a little bit more likable in the clubhouse than Acuna.
Well, Bryce Harper predicted that, remember? He said he was going to bring a ring to Washington. He just forgot he doesn't play there anymore.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna give another example. Fernando Tatis Jr. We made the NLCS without Fernando. That shocked me.
The glue on the Padres is Machado. It's not Tatis.
It's not. I don't think it's Manny anymore.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
See-
Well, him
Merrill.
and Manny got something in common. They
Oh,
both
I
like.
can see that.
Hold on. They both like steroids.
Manny never took steroids.
Whoa,
Fernando
Tatis
did.
had ringworm, guys. He had ringworm.
He didn't
Come
have
on, it happens to
ringworm.
everybody.
No.
So I think right now the leader of the Padres is Jackson Merrill.
yeah. I think it's going to be a youth revolution in San Diego. the next couple of years. I think with everything, I don't know. It's tough to gauge because they gave up so much as far as young prospects and young talent, which they do. I mean, you've had to deal with it for years, Alex. They do every time they try to make a run. That's what they do. They give up everybody they have. I think they still got a solid base. They still have some of the better younger players, but it's not as deep as it was. You're not going to look at it's not going to be like a huge youth revolution in the sense of you're going to have all rookies next year. But the next couple of years, you might be trading some of these guys off, and getting some younger talent back in. So according, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say the youth talent. It's like most of these guys that we got rid of are all stars, World Series champions, and future Hall of Famers, potentially future Hall of Famers. You can't do that. I get it. You want to make a run, but some of these trades are bad. Like you traded for Austin Nola and you give up Ty France and Andres Munoz for Austin Nola. As much as I love Will Myers, I'm not giving up Trey Turner. That was bad.
And
Will
where did he play?
Myers.
And hold on. And where did he play college ball? North Carolina State. Thank you.
So according to this article, they have Skip Schumacher. Was he hired for the
Texas.
Texas?
Texas
Okay.
Rangers on a 4-year deal.
I just wanted to make sure before I said it that it was confirmed because they have it. They have it here. He was hired 4 days later after let go of Bochy.
I think it was less. I think it was like a day and a half.
A day after.
The 29th.
Because they already
supposedly-
after he got fired, it was already talks about Skip, and then it was like, oh, they signed him. So clearly that was what they were the plan all along.
They were already talking with Step. They were already talking with Step before they were told Bochy, hey, get out of here.
They want to keep Bochy in like the front office, so we'll see.
Yeah, you think he just takes Skip's jobs? So it looks here that he was the senior advisor to Chris Young. I'm not sure what Chris Young's job is within the team there.
I think he's their president of baseball ops too. 'Cause he was a pitching coach, and or he's in something involved with scouting too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Former Padre, former Met, former Royal. He's like 6'8".
So what does the future hold for Bochy? Do we see him get another gig? Does he take a year off? I think they just said here he just turned 70. Yeah, he turned 70 this season.
It's hard to say with a lot of these guys. Like Tony La Russa came back, Joe Torre, Jack McKeon, a lot of these elder statesmen guys that they like proven tracker, they could come back to just take time off or take another position in like a front office and then be like, I got the itch.
Hey, Ron Gardenhire, that one is still funny to this day.
I love Ron Gardenhire. Where's he at?
Last time I seen him, he was with the
I
Tigers.
like the Bill. His new.
I was afraid someone's gonna be like, he's dead. I'm gonna be like, oh, damn, I didn't know that. Where's Jim Leland? Bring him in.
Just Jim Leland.
I miss Jim
The
Leland.
greatest manager. Love him. Smoking heaters and getting in fights.
Who was the guy with the Braves? Was it Bobby Cox?
Bobby Cox.
Yeah.
Always getting ejected.
Yeah,
Legend.
I need a manager like that. I don't know. I'm thinking like
Lou Piniella, man. He's still out there.
but somebody like what team
Ozzie
would that fit
Guillen?
in? What team would that fit in with now?
No one will hire
I think the
Ozzie
Rockies.
Bring
I
back
think
Bobby V.
If the Rockies were to get a manager like that, you think it would light a fire under their ass?
No,
Yeah,
there's too much. There's too much. Like right now, they have to wait. Like get some more rookies and then maybe hire an older guy, but they don't have enough talent to compete. Not like they should almost just like relocate them.
I wouldn't be opposed to that. I know
Have the pitchers pitch in like a simulation instead because it's like unfair.
Yeah, that's true. That's a discussion we were having off camera earlier this week. I think Alex was in there. Let me see if he remembers that. We were talking about Rockies pitchers. Like, it doesn't matter really how good their team is. You can't get the big name guys. You can't get your Roms. You can't get your schemes because it's just going to inflate everything.
That's not the problem. It's where they play.
Mm-hmm.
When you play in Colorado with that thin air, they went out years ago and tried to sign free agents, and it didn't work.
Chris Bryant.
Yes.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
Nolan Arenado, they signed to that huge contract just to go, oh, never mind, we're going to trade you. And we're going to pay most of it. Horrible trade.
Horrible trade. Probably one of the worst trades in recent sports history.
A Mookie Betts trade. That Yelich trade. Like most of those guys aren't even in the MLB on both sides. Like dumb. And back to managers. Why is Oliver Marmol not fired?
Don't
He's
know.
horrible. I mean, I'm not my team, but I'm like, how does he survive? The same thing with Baldelli for years, but Baldelli's way better.
I don't know how he's still here, but I've been hearing Cardinals fans saying get rid of him and bring in Albert Pujols
Yadi
or
Molina,
or
Tony
Barry
La
Molina.
Russa,
No,
Wainwright.
no, not La Russa. La Russa's gonna sleep in the dugout again.
Hey, when he came back to the White Sox, they won 91 games.
And then what happened after?
He left midseason, and then we're going to break the record for him.
because this was Tony the whole time in Chicago.
Don't forget his walk to the pitcher's mound. That was like a sprint, but for him, it looked like a toddler fast walking.
Yeah. And there was a video of a fan saying to Russa, hey, how come Tim Anderson's not out there being a pitch runner? To put him out there. 2 minutes later, there goes Anderson.
And then down goes Anderson.
Yep.
So
That guy,
to wrap everything up here tonight, we talked about the postseason. We talked about the managers that have been fired. I want to get everyone's opinion. 1 or 2 managers that you think should or shouldn't be fired after the season's over. And it can be a manager or a GM.
I'll start first. AJ Preller, Packer Bags. He's been here since 2015. No division titles, no World Series appearances. I feel like you're too busy trying to build a team just to beat LA instead of building a team to win a World Series. You can't do that. Like you're trading your young prospects, which are turning into Hall of Famers. You're bringing in guys like Nelson Cruz, bringing in guys like Yuri Gurriel, Donovan Solano. I don't mind that. David Peralta, like Jason Hayward, like those kind of guys. Like, why are we bringing in washed up vets to play in key roles on our team? You can't do that. And you're giving guys like you Darvish $120 million, and we're gonna keep paying him until he's in his early to mid 40s.
Yeah, that was a gamble of a contract.
Joe Musgrove did not work. He had 1 good year, then paid him $110 million. He's not looking good. Fernando is not. Fernando, I'm done with. And then Manny Machado. Manny's the biggest one. Like he's all
What
complaining
does he
about.
still got? Like 4 years left on the contract?
9 more years. 9 more
re-upped,
years.
didn't he? Oh,
Yep, to
I
9
forgot.
to
Yeah,
10
he
more
opted
years.
out.
He opted out, and we give him a new 12-year extension.
How much left you guys got of Bogarts?
He signed a 11-year, 12-year deal
Yeah.
in 2023, so we got 10 to 9 more years with them.
Yikes.
All right, Comic. Who do you think? What manager should be fired after this season? Oh, hold on, Comic. Hold on, Comic. We're getting a little bit of static on you. Can't hear you. All right, Nick, go ahead. Give yours while we get Comic back.
I mean, I'll beat a dead horse. Brian Cashman, Aaron Boone, but it ain't gonna happen. Is Craig Breslow the GM of the Red Sox or the Twins?
Breslow?
Mm-hmm. I couldn't remember. I feel like he's crap, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, he's a crappy GM.
I think he's with the Twins. That's why it came to mind. I'm trying to think. Manager. I'm trying to go through. I mean, I wouldn't mind Mendoza getting fired, but I understand why they keep him.
I'm trying to think.
Nationals are going to have a new manager. I'm trying to think who else is a spot.
I've been hearing a bunch of my Diamondback friends saying they want Torey Lovullo fired.
Yeah,
I think he gets fired mid-season if they aren't like over 500. He's going to get fired and they'll replace him.
Because
He's been there for like 8 years. It seems like.
before the year on paper, you had a better roster than the majority of these teams in the playoffs, and you missed the playoffs.
Bad. The definition of mid. I know they finished under 500, but still close. Who
All
else
right,
is there?
comic. Let's try this again, comic.
Fire Aaron Boone. If he doesn't get to the World Series, he needs to be fired.
And Cashman, please.
I
In
think
almost
Cashman's
30 years he's been there. George Steinbrenner would have fired him 9 times by now.
This
Would have
might
brought
sound
back Billy Martin's ghost.
this might sound bad to all the Phillies fans out there, but I'm kind of in the same situation with Rob Thompson as the Yankees are with Aaron Boone. I don't care how much regular season success we have anymore. Third best since he's been manager, but what do we have for it? We choked to get to the World Series last year. We made it 2 years ago and got swept by the Astros.
No hitter, too.
This is I'm
Me
trying
too.
to be as pulled away from a fan as possible. But if you're a manager, especially a high profile manager like him with a high profile team like the Phillies, they haven't always been, but they have been the last couple of years. You have to make that step, and you have to win something. And if you do make the World Series, you have to win a couple games. You can't get swept. So I'm kind of in the same boat with Thompson as I am with Boone. I think Boone should have been gone 3 years ago. I think Thompson, you can give him another year, even if they lose to the Dodgers this series. I think you can give him another year. But if there's no postseason success next year, he's as good as gone in my book.
Here's who the Phillies should get: Doc Rivers.
Oh God.
Why?
Hey, he won a ring that one time. Remember?
Yeah,
he
but
won that
where-
ring.
Hold
So
on. No. Where Doc Rivers win a ring at?
Boston, baby.
Thank you.
And then I know we can all agree that the reason why
I hate
Aaron
Doc
Boone
Rivers.
is still here. We all agree Boone is still here because he hit that walk off hit
That
against the
one
Red
fucking
Sox.
home run. Did fucking
One
nothing the rest of
home
the series.
Sorry,
Stupid.
That's
It's
the
the
only
same-
reason.
That's
that
why I
the Yankees
compare him to
glorify.
Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers won a ring once, and they're like, "Come on back," and he's been shit every year since. And
Well, don't have.
stupid.
And I know we're switching subjects, but don't have him go to a game 7 because he can't win. He can't win.
Oh, he'll win that game 6 though. He'll be gutsy, and then they'll just roll over and be like, "Well, we made it to game 7, guys. Come on.
Yep.
The
Yeah,
big 3 here."
Yeah, our friend up here can let you know. Our friend 64 can let you know about Doc Rivers in Game 7.
yeah, I can let you know that the Sixers.
I watched that game 7 live because I was a big fan of Kevin Garnett then.
I was
Still
not a
am.
fan, not to get too far removed from the baseball talk, but I was not a fan of Doc Rivers when we signed him. I wasn't a fan throughout the season. I wasn't a fan when we made the postseason. I never thought he was a good coach. I think Rondo, Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, and Ray Allen strapped him to their back and carried him through those playoffs. I think the team, it was more of a benefit of having a good team than it was being a good coach. But that's besides the point. Last one that I want to bring up is the GM. Was it Charrington? Ben Charrington for the Pirates, and then also Don Kelly. In my opinion, I think
Who's Don Kelly with?
What?
Who's Don Kelly with?
The Pirates.
Oh, is he the one that took over for Shelton? Okay. Yeah, there's
In
no
my
reason to
opinion,
get
I
rid
think-
of him.
I think you keep Kelly, but I think the GM's got to go. I think something's going on with that team. We touched on it last week when we talked about what these teams can do to be better, and I just think that as far as the GM goes, they have drafted completely wrong in everything that they've done the past couple of years. Yes, they've had good draft picks. I mean, obviously Paul Skeens is a great draft pick, but that's not what they needed at the time. They need like college bats in college that have proven that they can hit the ball against college pitchers, and they constantly are drafting high school bats and high school pitchers, except for the exception of Paul Skeens, who was a college pitcher.
At LSU.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows how Connor Griffin's gonna do.
Yeah, is that who they
Yeah,
drafted this year?
but here's also a problem
Last year.
with college baseball batters. They use an aluminum bat, and when you come to the majors, you don't use it. So that's another reason.
The biggest thing I look for though in college is I think you can take the power numbers out of it. I mean, obviously, if a guy has power, you're going to know whether it's aluminum bat or a wood bat.
Yeah, like Bryce Harper.
Yeah, I think it's
Bryce
more
Harper,
of
Bryce Harper was just high school. He was only.
Well, remember when he went to that he didn't
Junior
go to
college?
college.
Yes.
He went to
Home run
that like
contest in
fringe
Florida,
thing
yes.
and like whew.
Home
It's like
run
540 missiles.
And
Yeah.
Torres
Home run
strikes
con-
out swinging.
home run contest in Florida at the Tampa Bay Stadium is where he got his big showing.
I
That was
remember
impressive.
there was an article on Bryce Harper in Sports Illustrated years and years and years ago. He hit it out of a stadium in Las Vegas.
Yep, that's
Yeah,
the one.
It was like a sophomore in high school when he did that.
Yeah, just crazy. But I think for myself, what I look for, and as far as the college bat, if they can, even with the aluminum bat, if they can put the ball where they want to put it. If you have a guy on third and you're hitting it, even if he gets caught, if you're hitting it to right field, you're giving them the best chance to score. I'll take the power numbers out of it when it comes to college. I want to see you be able to put the ball where you want to put it. I mean, that's what all the best Luis Arias, to go with Alice's team. For many, many years, that was his best attribute. He didn't strike out, and he could put the ball wherever he wanted to. It's like he was swinging a tennis racket. So when I think of like actual college bats, I'm looking at the guys that have like a pretty good average, maybe some power numbers. I still want you to be able to hit some home runs if you're a power guy, but I really want you to be able to spread the ball to all fields.
Yeah, Luis Arias is a double-edged sword. He could hit the hits, but he'd be swinging at some pitches where you want him to take a walk or don't take that pitch. That's where I'm like, all right.
I don't think he's gonna come back to San Diego either. I don't think you guys are gonna keep him.
No, we're not.
No.
We're trying to either bring back O'Hearn or Gavin Sheets.
You could probably experiment Laureano at first too. If you bring him back.
Yeah, he's coming back. He has one more year left on his contract.
Oh, he does? Good, yeah.
Well, he was your best player down the stretch there, wasn't he, for a while?
Until he fractured his hand.
Yeah. All right. Well, that'll do it for us tonight. We thank everybody for tuning in. Alex, you have to honor that bet, it looks like. I'm seeing the comments here from Boston and Dally.
This will be done after dinner.
We thank everybody for tuning in when you tuned in, and tune back next week. We'll be talking more playoffs, and we'll be talking just baseball, just whatever we feel like it, because that's what we do.
All right.
So y'all have a good night, and we will see you next week.